Hi, it's Sandra Embleton. I haven't spoken to everyone for a while because I've been busy. I've been working on my fourth book, the Holy Grail and the Christ. So it's been taking a lot of my time this last year, and I've been also doing what I do, and that is collecting those signatures from the 500 angels that carry a piece of Christ. And the thing about that is, I make a promise to God that I will wake up every day and be aware, because I never know when I'm going to meet them. And I had an amazing experience on Saturday, and I'm wanting to tell you about it because it was a first for me. This is what happened. I was up in a small town in northern Ontario with a friend of mine. We do meditation up there. And it's Christmas time, right? So there's this T-shirt store on the main street of this small town, and they have the greatest T-shirts in the window. And I just thought, I felt this feeling inside me. I said, I think we should go check out those T-shirts. I think we should go check out those T-shirts. So my friends, we're Christmas shopping. He said, sure, let's go in. So we go in, and we're in this T-shirt shop. And they had the funniest T-shirts, and I'm going through the store and everything, and I'm reading these shirts and like laugh out loud funny, like I'm buckling over, laughing out loud at some of the things in the shirts. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get some funny shirts for my family for Christmas. So I'm picking out these shirts and taking my time, and I can dawdle. So this shirt for this family member, this shirt for this family member, and my friend says, you know what, I can't deal with you. I'm going to go wait outside. So off he goes. So I'm standing there, and the man who owned the T-shirt shop, he was a really cool guy, and we got along really good because we both have a great sense of humor, and we start talking about comedy, and we're laughing and really, really enjoying each other's company. And I had such a wonderful feeling about him. So I wanted this one shirt made up, and he didn't have it in the size I needed. So he says, you know what, why don't you go off for a while and then come back, and I'll make the shirt up. And I said, oh, all right, because it was that good of a shirt. I can't tell you the saying on it right now, but it was that good of a shirt. I said, okay, I gotta come back for that. So I said, I'll see you later, and I'll come back and bring the money and buy these shirts. He said, sure. So I leave. And then my friend who was waiting for me on the outside, he comes up to me and he says, hey, you know what happened? Like when you were in the store? He says, I was out here and I felt this presence, and then I heard archangel. And he says, an archangel was present out here. It came outside the store, and I knew it was an angel. And when he recognizes an angel, he'll clap just to acknowledge the angel, and to get in touch with it. So he just alerted me to the presence of an archangel, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool. So off we went and killed some time until it was around 5 o'clock and time for me to go pick up the shirts. So something inside of me said, you know what, you should drop your friend off because you might be a while. And I thought, will I be able to find my way home, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, okay, I'll be all right. And I said to my friend, look, I'm going to be a long time. I'm going to drop you off. So he said that was great. I drop him off, and now I go back to this T-shirt store. So I'm walking in, it's like 4:45, and the store had a few people in it, but then as soon as I'm looking around, finalizing my shirt purchases, everybody cleared out. And I'm standing there talking to this man, and the conversation went something like, well, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm a writer, and I've written a few books. And he says, oh yeah, what do you write about? And I said, well, spirituality. And he kind of backed up and looked at me, and he says, really? And I said, yeah, are you a spiritual person? And he said, well, kind of, what do you mean by spiritual person? And because a lot of people have the trouble of what is a religious person and what is a spiritual person. And I said, I'm not a religious person as much as I am a spiritual being on my own journey. And he says, yeah, okay, I get that. And when we're talking, I could just feel the presence of this man. It was very strong. And then the lady came forward who was printing the shirt up I was waiting for, and of course it's his wife. And oh honey, this is Sandra, and she's a writer. And I said, yeah, actually I'm a writer and I'm a spiritual being. And I said, I couldn't do readings, and I had this amazing thing happen where I started to know who people were in past lives. Well, of course she's going, oh really, well, will you read me? Would you read me? And I'm going, well, yeah. And I said, do I have your permission? She said, yeah. And I said, well, if something comes up, I'll let you know. And they're just kind of standing there, and the energy was such that they didn't want to leave. They were like in the suspended state. And I go, whoa, okay, what's going on here? And I said, well, I actually know who and have the gift of knowing who people were at the time of Christ. Really? They said. And I said, yeah. In fact, I got this book, and this book was given to me, and I gave them the story of how I got the book, and they're not moving. They're just looking at me, and I'm saying, so I'm actually someone who searches these 500 souls who carry the peace of Christ. And all of a sudden, my back starts getting itchy, and I'm going, okay, this is really weird. And they're looking at me, and I'm going, no, really, my back started getting so hot and so itchy, and I said, I have to take my coat off. And I'm standing there, and I took my coat off, and all of a sudden I could see that I had wings, and the wings on my back went whoop. And I'm standing there talking to these people, and I go, okay, I'm showing you my wings. And I look at them and I go, and I'm an angel. And they're just like, and I went, and so are you. And it was the most wildest feeling, because I was, for the first time in my life, aware that I had angel wings, and I was showing them that I was an angel. And it was so profound. It's hard for me to put into words, to feel that, and to let them see me for who I was. And so the conversation went on, and I said, look, I've got a copy of my Oprah book in the car. I'll go get it, and you wait here. And I said, I'll be able to tell you more when I get back. So I was told by Spirit, grab the shirt you bought, take your purse, walk across the street. I'm walking across the street, go to my car, put my purse, put my shirts that I purchased, and got to grab the Oprah book, and I'm walking across the street. And just as I take a step up onto the sidewalk, I hear the thought, and I go, I think I found two angels. And I look up, and there in their front window of their t-shirt shop, right, is an angel. Like they had an angel in their front window. And I saw it immediately, and I went, that's right, they're angels. So I go in, I sign the Oprah book to them, and I tell them that, that I'm pretty sure that you two are able to sign the book, that you were present at the time of Christ. And then he says, well, who was I? And then all of a sudden it was like, whoa, this energy. He emitted such a strong energy, such a power of presence, of goodness and humility and strength. And I started reading him, and I told him everything in who he was and his heart at the time of Christ. And when I finished channeling, I looked up, and like he was crying, because he says, you got it, you're right on. That's exactly who I am. And then the wife is there, and I'm afraid, it was like her experience was, the two of them were married at the time of Christ, and they had 8 kids. And so she was kind of overwhelmed with the fact that she had all these kids to look after, but he was a merchant in town, and I figured out today, actually he sold textiles, because he's selling t-shirts, right? So really what you are now is often what you were then. So I could see him in his robes. I could see him in the color of the clothes he was wearing. And I knew he was sitting in his shop, and I could see so many people went to him for counseling. And then I shared with him, I said, Christ himself actually came to your shop and sat with you and sought your counseling. And I said, so many people did. And I said, you were the one that took your wife to see Christ when he ascended. And that energy went into the two of you. And once it entered her, I said she dropped the anger and the frustration, and the two of you were changed by it. So I traded the book for a t-shirt, and I'm going, a whole room full of t-shirts, great t-shirts, right? And I'm going, what shirt am I going to pick? And all of a sudden I hear right in the back of my head, Jesus rocks. That was the shirt. I'm going, no, you got to be kidding, right? So I go over and I said, this is a shirt I'm supposed to get. And they laughed, and I said, makes sense, eh? And they go, yeah. So I ended up getting the shirt, traded for the book, left, gave them a hug, said I'd be back with them to sign the book. But yeah, it was so wild, and it's so fresh in me right now. I just had to make this video. So Yeah, another entry into the life of Sandra Embleton, collecting the 500 angels, because it's amazing the miracles that are happening. Thank you.